welcome to today's practice. It's going to be a sort of 10 to 15 minute wake up, or when you're feeling a bit tired, re-energising stretch. So starting in a seated position, if you need to take a block and sit that underneath your bum, just to give you a bit of length through the spine, and please do so. If you would prefer your legs out in front of you, take yourself into that shape as well. And then when you're ready, resting the hands into the lap, letting the shoulders just release away from the ears, and relaxing into this shape. So just tuning into the breath firstly, noticing if it's shallow into the top of the lungs or if it's already automatically becoming a nice deep breath. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Settling into the breath, settling into our practice here. Then starting to take yourself away from the breath and into the body. Starting with the neck. I'm going to start at the top of the neck and then scan down through the neck, looking for any areas of tightness, tension, anything you might need to be mindful of today. Then scanning across the tops of the shoulders, all the way down the arms to the wrists and the fingertips. All the way back up the body, through those arms. I'm going to travel down from the front of the chest into the rib cage, down through the diaphragm to the front of the hips, and the back of the neck into the shoulder blades, then moving from that upper spine into the mid spine, all the way down to the lower back, the back of the hips and the bum, the front of the hips and the groin, and travelling all the way down the legs, through the thighs and the hamstrings, pausing at the knees, and all the way down the shins, the calves, to the ankles, and then across the toes. Making note of anything that you found on your journey, scanning through that body, looking for any areas that you might need to be mindful of today. So as well, being aware that I can't see you, this is a pre-recorded practice. So the onus is on you as the practitioner, as the student, to take options that feel good for you. If there's something that feels sharp and electrical, please do not take that option. Take a modified version, or you can always drop me a message and I'd be happy to advise you as well. So standing in the power of your body and taking a practice that suits you. Taking another couple of breaths here. Coming back to that breath. Is it a little bit smoother? Is it more steady? Has it settled? Taking a breath in through the nose and out through the nose, trying to make the inhale and the exhale match. Noticing if there's any tension on the exhale. So if we're feeling a bit stressed, a bit anxious, if there's a lot of stuff going on flying around our head, that exhale can become particularly ragged. So really trying to focus on smoothing it out and retaining the quality of that breath. Take another couple of breaths here. Breathing in and breathing out. On your next inhale, release the hands away from the knees, swoop them up and overhead, drop the hands to touch overhead, bring the hands down through the centre of the chest, the eyes blink open as the hands pass. Inhaling, lifting up through the chest, we're going to pull the right shoulder forwards and the left shoulder back, taking a twist around to the side, trying to keep the chin in line with the centre of the chest and with your fingers. So we're working into the thoracic spine first. This bit gets particularly tired and tight, and it's a range of motion. If we don't use it, we lose it. Coming back to centre, settling there for a breath, and we inhale, lift and lengthen, exhale, right shoulder back, left shoulder forwards. Again, thumbs in line with the centre of the chest, and noticing if things are a little bit tighter this side. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. So as I mentioned, we start to lose this range of motion. We had it back in olden times when we used to get chased by dinosaurs and things and whatever else. We used to look over behind us a lot, and we stopped doing that because we sit at desks all the time. So it's important to start to move in this way. Coming back to centre, taking an inhale, and as you exhale, start to tip forwards, taking the hands down to the mat in front of you. Inhaling, lifting the chest, creeping your hands forwards, and letting that chest melt down, stretching into the back of the hips. Breathing in, lifting slightly, and exhaling, folding forwards. Breathe in and breathe out. Hands walk back up. Swap the cross of your ankles over so your other foot is on the front. If your right was on the front, swapping it over to the left. Taking your right hand down by your side, take the left hand up to the sky. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and exhale, draws you over towards the left hand side, towards the right hand side even. Inhaling, lifting the chest, exhale, dropping down. You can bend into the right arm slightly to get a bit more lift, but don't let your left seat bone lift away from your mat. Gaze up towards your elbow crease, so just keeping the gaze neutral, whatever feels best for you. Then change, coming all the way back to centre, swapping the arms over. Left arm goes down, inhale, right arm goes up. Lift and lengthen, and exhale, sliding your right arm over towards the left hand side. Again, looking up towards the elbow or forwards. Keeping the right seat bone anchored down, so we're stretching into the side waist, into our intercostal muscles, maybe into the front of the hip as well. Inhaling, lifting, exhale, maybe bending the left elbow if that feels good for you. Breathe in and breathe out, coming all the way back to centre. Giving the shoulders a bit of a roll, a couple of times going up, back and down, up, back and down, then going maybe the other way, forwards, and then back and down. So starting to move those arms, work through the shoulders, maybe you go one way with one shoulder and then the other, it's all good. And take the arms out to the side, giving them a bit of a jiggle, waking up our nervous system. Then start to transition to an all fours shape. So in our all fours position, fingers spread nice and wide, first finger points forward, shoulders over the wrists, your toes can be tucked under here, knees under the hips, or you can have the tops of the feet flat on the mat, it's your choice. Coming into a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, sending the gaze up, sending the tailbone up, exhale, rounding out, chin towards the chest, gazing towards the belly. Inhale, looking up, tailbone up, exhale, rounding out, chin towards the chest. Keep moving and keep breathing, spending as long as you'd like to in each little shape. So everybody moves at a slightly different rate because we all respirate and breathe differently. So just pressing those hands down, we're really tucking the chin into the chest. So like a super angry cat, and we're like a little cow. Don't know why we're like a cow, because we don't actually look like one. But just moving, did you like that? And breathing, starting to warm that spine up. From our little tabletop, coming back to centre, just starting to give the body a little bit of a wiggle from side to side. Taking the hands a little bit of a pace forwards, first finger points forward. Pressing down through your knuckles, tuck your toes under. Press the hands down firmly, press through the heels of the palms and your first knuckle, hover the knees. Really nice. And start to send the hips up towards the ceiling into our downward dog. Giving the legs a little wobble and a little shake, walking out our dog. And coming back to centre. Nice straight legs or soft bending knees. Heels don't need to be on the mat. Give your hips a little bit of a wiggle side to side, working into the side of those legs. Really nice. Checking our alignment, look at your hands, make sure your first knuckles are down on the mat. Biceps roll out towards each other, out away from each other. Tailbones nice and high, bellies in. Pressing through the hands, pressing through the feet. There's a 50-50 weight distribution between those legs. Take an inhale, lift your right leg. Option to also drop down to a tabletop here. 2, if you're going with the leg lifted option, have a look at your toes. You want them nice and straight, pointing down towards your mat. Drop your right shoulder down. Press into the left ball of the foot, rock the weight forwards, bring your right knee towards you and kick your foot forward. Left knee drops down. Tabletop, you just step your foot forwards. Fingertips rest on the mat. Shift the gaze forwards, broaden through the chest. Left hand goes down on the mat. Inhale, right hand goes up into a little twist. Breathe in and breathe out. Option to add on, extending right arm back, stretching more into the front of the chest. Option to also pull left shin away from mat and grab onto the foot. Taking this into a juicy thigh stretch on that left leg. It's strong, it's juicy, but it's all good. Breathe in and breathe out, releasing off. Take the right hand back down to the mat. Inhale, both arms go up into our low lunge. Roll your pinky fingers in, start to shift the gaze up, pressing through left shin, pressing through right foot. Inhale, lift chest, exhale, take a baby back bend, but only if that feels good. Keeping the bum switched on. Inhale, lifting up, exhale, drop back. Then change, come all the way back to centre. Hands frame your right foot. Left toes tuck under, left knee lifts away. Press into hands, Drag the right foot back, send it up nice and high. Drop it down. Or you just come back into your tabletop. Give the legs a little wobble and shake if you're in your down dog. Nice. Inhale, left leg lifts. And again, option to drop into a tabletop here. Look back at your toes, make sure the toes are nice and straight, pointing down to the mat. Left shoulder drops down. You're pressing into the hands really hard here. Start to let the right heel peel away, rolling onto the ball of the foot. Bring your left knee forward, step your left foot between your hands. Or shuffle it forwards from your tabletop. Really nice. Right hand stays on the mat, left hand goes up towards the ceiling, or the sky in my case today. Pressing down to your right hand, rolling left shoulder up, looking towards the fingertips. Option to take that left arm back, working more into the front of the chest, into our pectoral muscles. Option to also pull it the right toes in and grab hold of your foot if you can get it. Gazing up, taking a juicy thigh stretch. On the right hand side this time. Breathe in and breathe out. Release your left hand up to the sky and back down to the mat. Inhale, you go low lunge, pinky fingers roll in. Inhale, lifting through the chest, pressing through your left foot, pressing through right shin. Inhale, lift, exhale, baby back bend, but only if that feels good for you. Inhale, keep lifting the chest, exhale, keep dropping back. Breathing in and breathing out. Come all the way forward. Curl your right toes under, lift the knee away and step your right foot forward. Take the hands onto the shins, inhale, lengthen, find a bit of space. Looking down towards your mat, but in front of it, rather than looking straight in front of you. Exhale, fold. Take the hands down, lifting through the hips, soft bending the knees if you need it. Inhale, hands find the shins, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold, go all the way down, take your hands down to the mat. This time your left foot steps back, drop the knee, we're in that low lunge again. Taking the hands down, take an inhale, sink into your low lunge a little bit further, shift the gaze forwards, roll the shoulder heads back. Exhale, start to walk the hands back towards your left knee, rock onto the back of your right heel, toes point straight up, for a little hamstring stretch. Inhale, hands walk forwards, shift the gaze forwards, shoulder heads back, deep low lunge. Exhale, hands walk back, lift the toes, onto the heel, hamstring stretch. Put the hands back forwards, low lunge. Inhale, hands walk back, toes point up. Options here to lift up for less of a sensation in the hamstring, stacking the shoulders over the hips. Or you can stay with the fingertips on the mat, lead with the chest as we inhale, and exhale, melt your thigh, your chest towards your thigh. Gazing beyond the toes, creeping the fingertips forward. The deeper the bend, the stronger the stretch. So if you're feeling a stretch and you lift it, that's all good. Wherever you are, hands come back down to the mat, right foot comes down, left knee, going to tuck left toes under, lift the left knee, step left foot in, and shoot right leg back this time. Drop right knee, same thing on the other side, fingertips on the mat, gaze shifts forward, sink into your lunge. Roll the shoulder heads back, look forward, so stretching all the way down the front of that right thigh. Breathe in and breathe out. Exhale, hands walk back, rocking onto the back of that left heel. Inhale, back forward, deep low lunge, shoulders back, gaze forwards, stretching into the front of that right leg. Just tuning in, noticing if this feels different on this side. Hands walk back, back of left heel, toes point up, stretching back of left thigh. Hands walk back forwards, it's our last low lunge. Roll the shoulder heads back, gaze forwards. This time we're going to go back and stay back. Rocking onto the back of that left heel, either peeling the chest up, stacking shoulders over the hips, gazes forwards. Or coming forwards, hands down to the mat. Belly towards the thigh, inhale, and as we exhale, peel that belly down and the chest towards the knee. Maybe one day the forehead towards the toes, maybe, who knows. Just breathing in and breathing out. Really nice. Walking the hands forwards, let your left foot find the mat. Hands frame your left foot. Tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee away. I'm going to slide that left leg back either to a tabletop or taking the hips up nice and high for a down dog. Take your feet out nice and wide, turn your toes out, bend into the knees and push the hips back towards your heels, so it's like a frog shape. Keep pressing into the hands and then lift the hips again, shifting the weight forwards. Exhale, bend the knees, froggy dog. Inhale, shifting the weight forwards. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, shift the weight back forwards. Take the toes back to centre. Shift the gaze forwards, step your feet forwards. Inhale, round all the way up to standing. Stepping towards the front of the mat, I'm going to take the arms out forwards. Inhale here, bend into the knees. Keep bending into the knees. And sit your bum down on your mat. Slide your legs out in front of you. Left leg bends, extends, and the right leg bends. Foot finds the mat. Right hand goes behind you. Left arm hugs your right leg. Press into your right hand, sit up nice and tall. Roll your right shoulder back and the left shoulder forwards. Gaze over the right shoulder. We're ringing our spine from the base to the middle to the upper. Keep pulling the right hip forwards as you rotate the right shoulder back. Then the head starts to turn once the shoulders are roughly square with the edge of your mat. Every time you inhale, you keep lifting, and every time you exhale, you twist a little bit deeper. Then change, come all the way back to centre, take a quick counter. Left hand behind, right hand outside of leg. Take a twist the opposite direction. Back to centre, right leg extends, left leg bends up this time. Hug right arm round left leg, left hand behind. Inhale, sit up, lengthen. Roll left shoulder back, right shoulder forwards. Keep lifting. Left shoulder back, right shoulder forwards. Once the shoulders are roughly square, then you start to shift the gaze. Breathing in and breathing out. Twisting here. Every time you inhale, you lift and lengthen. Every time you exhale and twist. Then change. Coming all the way back to centre. Bending. Oh, we need to take the counter. Right hand behind, left hand sits on the outside of the leg. Inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. Just taking everything back to a neutral position. Getting ahead of myself here. Taking that right leg in. Let the feet sit on the mat, knees point up. Hands reach forward, take an inhale. And as we exhale, round and lower, all the way down. Scooching yourself on your mat if you need to. Taking the knees up to the ceiling. Hands sit either side of the hips. Stacking the shoulders under. You want the ankles roughly underneath the knees. Back flat on the mat. Take an inhale. As you exhale, start to press into the hips, peeling away from the mat, making sure the knees don't flay out to the sides. When you look along your legs and they're in a nice straight line, squeezing through the bum, holding it here. Or you can start to tuck one shoulder than the other under, pressing down through the edges of the fingertips. Chin in towards the chest, it's like you've got 55 chins. Then starting to work yourself back out, releasing the hands if you had them. Peeling the spine down, bone by bone, tailbone hits down last. Extend through the legs and just settle here for a breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring the knees in towards you. Kick the feet up towards the ceiling, reach up towards your feet and grab onto the baby toe side. Take an happy baby, or you can grab underneath the thighs if the foot isn't accessible. Have a bit of a rock from side to side if that feels good, but keep the whole length of the spine pressing down into your mat, pulling yourself into that tight ball, and pressing into our hips, and just breathing in and breathing out. Really pulling with those arms. We're using some strength to compress into our hip flexors here. Breathe in and breathe out, and change. Releasing off the feet. Take the feet down to the mat. Take your arms out to the side if you have space, I do today. Or if not, cactus arms. Inhale, and exhale, both knees drop over to the right, gaze goes over to the left. Breathing in and breathing out. Gaze back to centre, knees back to centre. Legs go over to the left and gaze goes over to the right here. Breathe in. releasing the forearrows in your eyebrows, letting that space be heavy. Then the eyes just sink into the sockets, releasing the tension around the eyes, then letting the jaw relax, just opening and closing the mouth, and letting the tongue run over the teeth, then noticing the extra space that's appeared there. Letting the shoulders, the hips, and the legs be heavy on your mat. The breath's steady. It's almost returned back to normal. You've not really asked it to. It's just happened. Letting everything relax and release. So this is the space where we really reap the benefits of our practice. So just breathe and let it all go. Giving your fingers and toes a little bit of a wiggle, making any movements you'd like to. So maybe making yourself into a ball, maybe the hands and legs stretch away, maybe you just gently windscreen wipe the legs. Whatever feels natural to you, take that option here, take that option now. And when you're ready, making your way up to a seated position, ending how we started. Maybe rolling onto your side, or maybe you just come straight on up. When you're settled in your seated shape, take an inhale, let the hands come up overhead, let the palms touch. And exhale, hands back down through the centre of the chest. Inhale, hands sweep up, reach up, touch those palms. Exhale, hands down through centre. Let's do one more. Inhale, swoop your arms up, let the palms touch. Exhale, back down through the centre of the chest. Bow the chin towards the chest, the tip of the nose towards the fingertips. Blinking the eyes open and bringing the gaze back to centre. Thanking yourself for the time you've spent waking your body up, moving, breathing, enjoying all my little mess ups. I'm going to leave all these in because why not? I do it exactly the same when you come to class with me. So this is also going to be on YouTube, but it's also on my website, on my brand new home practice hub, which is super exciting. So if you're on YouTube, like it and subscribe it. And if you're on my home practice hub, awesome to have you here. If you're enjoying my videos, my content, there's a little PayPal link up there, and you can drop me a couple of quid if you feel so inclined to, but there's no pressure to do that. Enjoy the rest of your day, your week,